What is going on, y'all? All right. Appreciate every one of you being here with me. Hopefully, we'll have a little fun tonight. That's what this is all about. And we'll touch on a couple of other things here and there. But let me see who's with me first. First one in the house is Saint. All right. Yeah, well, we're going to talk about Pam here in just a minute. Texas Raiders in the house. All right. NC Prepper and Carolina Prep. Thank you so much for being here. Patriot Ordnance is with us. Wanda Landry. All right. I got a good bunch in here tonight. Tamara's with us. And my man James. Good to see you, sir. So much. All right. Thank you so much. Buzz Runner's in the house. All right. Let's say hello to everybody. That's a good thing, right? Oh, Buzz got a question. What we got here? An observation. Okay. Garden scenes aren't they're not working right since you stored them near your router. Huh.
That's a mystery. If you figure that out, let us know.
Yeah, that's a mystery of life right there, buddy. Moral of the story is don't store your seeds near your router. All right. Keep on going here. Let's see who else. I think we got a few more in here, maybe. There we go. Simple Man Prepping is with us. Thank you so much. Lynn Stalker. All right. That's my girl right there up in Ocala. And the great state of Washington is representing as well. Hey, Carrie, thank you for being here with us. Always like to see you with us here. Yeah. David T4 is with us. J1's in the house. There we go. Prepared Florida. All right. Go over and check that channel out, y'all. Got to check it out. Here's another one you got to check out right here. Virginia Bushcrafter, my man. Good evening, sir. Good evening to everybody out there. And Texas Raider, you need to go check his channel out, too. He's going to be putting some stuff up about coins. He's going to start doing some coin videos. Goodness knows we need to collect all those we can right now. Husky Mom made it. Good to see you, girl. All right. We have to get together at the range, girl. We have to. It's been a while. Demo Man Don is in the house. David Sterner is with us. And the real deal, Hill Bill, my man. All right. Thank you so much. Prepper for the ages. Good to see you here. Welcome aboard. Thank you so much. Diane LS is with us. Kathy C in the Iowa crowd. All right. Katie's with us too from North Carolina. And there's Noel P. Thank you so much. About to get to the bottom here. Oh, that's it. I made it to the bottom. Thank you guys for being here with us. Like I said, hopefully we're going to have a little fun tonight. Hopefully you saw what I did on Monday night. And you've been thinking about what I am going to talk about. But before we get there, the topic of Pam Bondi was brought up. And I'm going to tell you what, she was a straight up disappointment. I'm glad Trump fired her ass. Because ever since she's been there, not one crooked politician has been indicted since she's been in charge of the entire Department of Justice. Not one. Not just Democrats, Republicans too. Not one has been charged with the crimes that are just out in the open. She's done nothing. Plus, I don't think the Don was happy with her handling of the Epstein file. I think she's hiding some names maybe or something. He didn't like the way that was handled. He's made that clear publicly before. So I think that had a lot to do with it. But good riddance. You were a disappointment. So, hope you go have a good life, but you won't be part of mine anymore. So, bye. Also fired today was Army General. He's on the Chief of Staff. Randy George. He was fired today by Pete Hegseth.
From the joints, right?
Joint Chiefs of Staff, yeah. Pete gave him his walking papers too. I got a feeling that has a lot to do with the way they're handling Iran, but I don't know. They didn't say no reason was given for either one of these firings. but they did happen. But another thing that happened today, uh, military people can now practice their Second Amendment rights on military bases. The old Obama era, no, it was George W. Bush that made carrying firearms illegal on military installations. Well, that's over. Pete said, hey, military base, the finest trained people in the world with firearms, and we don't trust them. So, he just he did away with that one. And that's a good thing. So
It's like we said today, somebody breaks in on the base and the military people have to say, hold on, I got to go get my gun.
right, yeah.
It's so stupid.
Some rogue element tries to invade a military installation and nobody's armed. That makes a lot of sense, right? Well, we got here, Pam Bondi is a crime herself for not prosecuting people. That's right. She should have. That's right. She's also constantly fought against the Second Amendment since she's been in that position. So I'm glad to see her go. What we got here, she needs to change her name to Patsy. I think you're right. There's another name I'd call her, but that won't float here. We're very excited for you and the printer. Oh, yeah. We bought a 3D printer. We saw James did a video on that over at NC Prepper, and we bought one. We got it today. We just unboxed it. I don't know how to use it yet.
He did a video, or was that from Monday night?
Was that Monday night? Yeah, that was Monday night.
Yeah, he didn't do an actual video, I don't think yet.
That's right. He was here Monday night and showed us that. You're right.
It's intimidating.
Yeah.
But we're going to try to figure it out tomorrow.
Yeah. Rose B. Prepper is here. Thank you so much. Forgive my voice, guys. Allergies have been killing me all day.
He sneezed 1,000 times today.
I ain't kidding you. This morning I started sneezing, and I didn't stop till I'd sneezed about 30 times. Seriously. Had to take a double dose of allergy medicine to finally get it to let up a little bit. It was too early for the universal fix-all, so I had to take some meds. But hey, but let's get on with it. Let's see what else happened here. You guys know Muslims don't like dogs. So guess what? The British Broadcasting Company started doing. They started creating stories, doing stories on how dogs are bad in London and England. They have to do this in England because the Muslims over there don't like dogs.
They don't want them in your house.
They don't want them anywhere. They don't want to be anywhere around them.
Oh, what's the deal?
Well, they're savages.
Right?
I mean,
Man.
But they have definitely just straight up gone Muslim over there. All right. Was that Shovel Bum? Thank you for being here so much. All right. Thanks for joining us. But when I saw this, I thought, wow, are you crazy? These people don't like dogs. Give me a break. All right, what we got here? Aren't they replacing Pam Bondi with Trump's personal lawyer? Yes, they are.
That may not be permanent, just for temporary.
Well, yeah, he's
a holding place.
Yeah, he's the acting attorney general, but I think he might be there for a while. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But let's get on with our crusades. Will start soon. Damn right. It's about time. If we don't head this off now, we'll never stop it. Believe me. But because dogs know people. That's right.
That's right.
A dog can sense if you ain't worth a shit or not.
Like Stanley, when you came to here, when you first came in my house, you broke my dog.
Yeah, she had this vicious dog. He was super protective.
He wasn't vicious.
He was super protective of her. And the very first time I walked in the door, he jumped up, put his front paws on my chest and wanted me to pet him.
And I didn't have a dog after that.
She said I broke her dog.
He did.
But that was the first time he saw me. But let's go on and see what else happened here. We saw the man last night on TV. He said nothing. That address to the nation last night was the same old thing we've been hearing for weeks. But He's really upset with the NATO countries right now, and he's actually considering taking us out of NATO. And I think he should, because the U.S. is NATO. If it wasn't for our money, they wouldn't exist. It's that simple. Same thing with the UN. They need to get out of that. They need to just let it all go. Yeah, I'm an isolationist. You bet your ass I am. I'm a nationalist too, but they need to get. We need to get out of both of those organizations. But people are saying, I've heard comments already, read comments where they're saying, well, if we do that, then Russia will take over Europe or China will take over Europe. No, they won't. No, they won't. Russia's lucky they're hanging on to what they got. And the Chinese hate Muslims. So they will not move into a Muslim nation. And Europe is pretty much a Muslim continent now. I mean, there's not one Muslim immigrant in China. Don't know if you knew that or not. They will not allow them there. It's illegal. So China's not going to go, into England and start cutting deals and trying to take over, because the Muslims run the place now. Same thing with Germany. I think right now the only one we have left over there that's kind of still safe from the Musrats is Italy. But I mean, even they have turned against us in this war. Said that American planes cannot use their airspace to go to Iran. Well, okay, you're on your own. I think Trump finally told them that. Okay, we're not going to secure the Strait of Hormuz because we don't need it. You're the ones that need it. If you want your oil, go take it. He needs to stick to it. He don't need to back down. We need to stop paying all of this money to take care of Europe or protect Europe and just let them do on their own. We absolutely need to get out of NATO and the UN. I would applaud that tomorrow. That would be great. But you know what'll happen? The liberals will go nuts. Oh, he can't do that on his own. He can't do it unilaterally. Well, they try to say, they say the president can't generate funds, distribute funds because of the Constitution. But it does say he runs the business of the nation. The president does. So he can sure stop money from going out. That's all he has to do. That's it. All right.
Oh, wow.
What?
Carrie's got $6.79 a gallon for regular.
Oh, my goodness. I thought we were high here. $4.29, but yeah,
I saw $4.19 today at Shell.
$4.19.
Yeah, went down a little.
Shovel Bum, where you at? You got $4 a gallon. Where are you? All right. What we got here? Watching a documentary on American Oil. Has a few years ago, they started with 400 plus years worth of oil. Huh.
I don't understand, if we don't need their oil over there, then why is our oil going, why is our gas going up? Does anybody explain that to me?
Well, it's a world traded economy market. It's a world market.
Well, then how do we get out of that crap? We got our own oil. Why are we? I don't understand.
Pump. Yeah, it's the price is set. It's a global price thing. So, I mean, we should just get out of that. That's another thing we need to get away from. All of our economic woes started with the Bill Clinton administration. He tried to make us part of the global economy. And he actually said the U.S. is going to be a service industry nation. But all that's done is killed us over the years. And it's only gotten worse since then. But this oil price thing is because it's a global traded commodity, and the prices are set kind of globally. So that's why the prices are going up here, even though we have all of our own oil ourselves. But what we got here? If we have Amazon Prime app, start tomorrow. Each Friday after that, save 20 cents a gallon there. Oh, that'd be nice. Yeah, we got Prime. We can save some gas.
Burnify app. have to look that up.
All right. Russia's been at war 5 years. Gas there is $2.76 a gallon, according to tourists. Yeah, because they don't play that global market bullshit over there. They're doing their own thing, and that's what we have to start doing. That's the only way they're going to get these prices down. The only way.
The word in that whole paragraph that caught my eye was tourist. Who'd be a tourist in Russia?
Well, there's tourists that go
I know,
over there.
but holy crap.
Yeah. I think the only nation we're actually cut off from right now is Iran. But who's going? Who wants to go spend their summer in Iran?
Yeah, right.
All right, now let's get to the fun part. This is what we're here for.
Here we go.
Here we go. After that Artemis launch yesterday, we watched it from our backyard. It was pretty cool.
It was cool.
But I got to thinking, I got to looking around, and back in the day when the Apollo projects were going to the moon, I was 12 years old, 13 years old. I was all over that. Yeah, awesome, Yeah. A young American boy wants to be an astronaut, go to the moon, maybe go to Mars. But as I grew up, I got wiser. And I got to thinking, did we really do that? So, in recent years, we're going to start just 10 years ago. Just 10 years ago. NPR actually did something worthy. The only one I've ever found. But they got to digging around, wanting to know where all the telemetry tapes were from the Apollo project. Because all we ever see is video. There's no telemetry tapes. And NASA admitted it.
What's a telemetry tape?
A telemetry tape, it has the computer data on it. It's not video.
Oh, all right.
It has computer data. But NASA just straight up said, we lost the tapes. We erased them. We recorded over them and stuff like that. And NPR just kept digging. And finally, a couple of years later, NASA did their own investigation, and they came up with their own report right here. And there's the first paragraph of that report. What they're talking about there is the videotapes, not the data tapes. So instantly, right off the bat, in paragraph 1, they're trying to get everybody focused on the videotapes, not the telemetry tapes. Wonder why that is. Why couldn't we find those data tapes? Because like they said, they had erased them, lost them, whatever. You just can't find any proof other than the videos, which could have been made anywhere. Like an episode of Columbo, could have been made anywhere. And then they got to asking questions about, well, why don't we do it again? I think it was 2016 when the director of NASA did a interview. He was asked why Americans hadn't gone back to the moon, and he just straight up said, "Oh, we don't have the technology. Don't have the technology anymore. We can't go." Now, does that sound realistic to you? Does it? 57 years later, we don't have the technology.
And he said anymore. Like, how did you have it before and not have it
right
then? That's weird.
Like they had it before and they don't have it anymore. What happened? Everybody just lose their memory? They can't build stuff like that anymore? Well, I guess it was that way until yesterday. They finally come around to, send another spacecraft to the moon. But here's what got me about this mission. When Apollo went to the moon, it took 3 days to get there. Now it takes 4 to 6 days to get there. How does that happen? Did the moon get further away? I don't think so. I think maybe finally we have the technology to try to get this done. But back in the day, no, not at all. We didn't have the technology back then. Now we've seen the explanation from NASA. We've seen the explanation from the NASA director 10 years ago. And we've seen an investigation about the actual telemetry tapes that turned up nothing. Now, which one is more likely? That NASA lost all that information? They lost the ability to build a rocket to go to the moon? Or it was all propaganda to defeat the Russians in the Cold War? Because the goal was the moon. The first country to get to the moon was going to win the Cold War. Which one's more likely? You think the government maybe created, some footage to make it look like they went to the moon?
Shovelbaum said, didn't someone prove that there should not have been a shadow from the flag?
Oh yeah, there was. Let me tell you something. I had so much information disproving a moon landing. I couldn't put it all in here. I had probably 4 times what I'm showing you here right now, but it wouldn't fit in the studio. I'm limited in the studio.
NC Prepper said, watch the movie Fly Me to the Moon.
I watched the movie Capricorn 1. That's the one you need to watch.
Oh, Texas, Star Trek was real for sure.
Yeah, Star Trek was real. What the hell?
Come on, dude.
But before I go any further, I want to show you a video. All right. Watch this video and listen to Buzz Aldrin as he calls this landing.
Forward. Forward. That's 40 feet down, 2.5. Picking up some dust. 30 feet, 2.5 down. Big shadow.
Stand by for 30.
4 forward.
Look at the blast out
4
the
forward.
window.
Drift into the right a little.
You can
30,
see all of the
30 seconds.
1.5.
soil blowing away. Well, blowing away while they're landing there. You could see it. You heard him say at 40 feet, they were kicking up dust. One more. Watch this.
One of our monitors here at our space headquarters is able to hear that. We'd like to know what it was.
Surface is fine and powdery. I can kick it up loosely with my toe.
Okay. The surface is fine and powdery. They were kicking up dust at 40 feet high. Yeah, 10,000 pound thrust on a lunar module. I understand that. Natural, right? Just blowing that stuff out of there. Now look at this picture. This is a picture Buzz Aldrin took of Neil Armstrong standing beside the lunar module. Okay, you can see the bell under the spacecraft there. You can see it. Look at the surface right up under it. Is anything blown away? No. Matter of fact, it looks like there might be footprints under there. If that spacecraft actually landed right there, there would be a blast crater of all of that fine dust that he could kick up with his toe. What do you think? And this is without even talking about the Van Allen belt,
That's a whole nother talk show.
which is 40,000 miles wide. And it's like being X-rayed. And even if a spacecraft's traveling 25,000 miles an hour, it would take over an hour and a half to get through it. Imagine you getting an X-ray for an hour and a half. You'll look like a taco coming out of a microwave. We ain't even talking about that, though. But I've tried to put one in here that they had. I don't know why it won't load here, but let me try it again. See if I can get it in here. It's about moon rocks. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. I can't see it here. But moon rocks have the exact same materials as Earth rocks. Imagine that. All those rocks they brought back. They're just like the rocks right here on Earth. I hope you guys can see that. I couldn't see it here.
Yeah, we can.
But yeah, I just thought that was kind of funny.
Jerry said, sweep off the dust, you'll find the yellow brick road from the movie set.
You got it right, baby. You got it right. I'm telling you. Now, I'm hoping that we do have the technology now, and that's what they're doing. But people like to say, okay, what about, oh, excuse me, guys. I think I covered the timeline. No, I didn't. Here we go. I'm going to show you something. This is straight from NASA, too. This is how they transmitted the signal that everybody saw on their TV. It came from the moon to Australia, then went to a satellite, then down to Carlsbad, California, then over to Houston. And they said they did that because the way the Earth was positioned at that time, they couldn't shoot a signal straight to the United States. But guess what? And I remember this. The Earth, the United States was facing the moon at the time of this moonwalk. Neil Armstrong came out of that space capsule just minutes before 10 p.m. that night. And I remember when it was over, I went outside and I looked up and the moon was right there. So I got to call bullshit on the way they did that. The way they actually did it was what people saw in their homes was a picture from a television camera in Australia that was focused on a 6-inch computer screen. And that computer screen was showing the images that were transmitted to the satellite and back down to the United States. Were they pre-recorded? If you don't believe me, go look all of this up, guys. I looked it all up. I got to call bullshit on the whole thing. And then people say, well, what about the following missions? A lot of you wasn't old enough to see this. I know you don't remember. I remember these things. Like I said, I was 12 years old when this happened. But Apollo 12, watch this. And listen.
Okay, Houston, I'm going to move the TV camera now.
I'm going to move the TV camera.
Roger, Al. Hey, it's real nice moving around up here. You don't seem to get tired. There's the TV. And, let me sit here. Pointed towards the sun, that's bad.
Pointed at the sun, killed the camera. No video from the moon. How about that? So Apollo 12, we never saw anything from it other than that. Easy to fake, right? Easy to fake. And of course, we all know what happened to Apollo 13. Don't know if you remember this, though, but Apollo 13 happened in April of 1970. And NASA was getting hammered when they were preempting programming for these moon missions. They were getting hammered. People didn't want to see it anymore. It'd been done. Nobody cared anymore. But if there was a movie that came out in January of 1970, if you hadn't seen it, you need to watch it. It's a good movie called Marooned. It's about some astronauts that get up in space. Their spacecraft screws up, and they don't know if they're going to be able to get back home. Does that sound familiar? Get a little drama going on there to get a little more attention to the program. What do you think? Like I said, you need to watch it. It's 2 movies. They're both great movies. You need to watch them. Capricorn 1, where they faked the Mars mission, and Marooned, where it was just, a drama about, astronauts stranded in space. That'll tell you a lot. I thought it was ironic when I was 13 years old. When Maroon came out, of course, I had to see it. I was like every American kid. I was into that space race, right? And then Apollo 13 had the same thing happen 3 months later. I thought, wow, ain't this amazing? Life imitating art. And that's exactly what it was. Because NASA was getting their ass kicked. And they had to do something to change the emotions of Americans to justify all of those billions of dollars they got to fake these moon landings. So they had to do something. They had to turn everything back in their favor. And that's what they did to do it. And Tom Hanks played a great role.
That was a good movie.
Apollo 13 is another good movie you need to watch. But you can use NASA's own evidence. Believe me, guys. Like I said, I got more information to share with you than I could put in this studio. But you can use their own information, like that photo right there. Okay. All right. Think about this. They've been trying to get to the moon for a decade. They get there. The astronauts are there. How many photographs you think Buzz Aldrin took while he was on the lunar surface? You'd think hundreds, right? 6 photos. After all of that, he took 6 photos. This whole thing's a scam.
I'd be snapping my ass off.
Yeah, anybody would. You'd be taking pictures everywhere.
Taking pictures of Earth, taking pictures of
But you can go back to what about Andy Griffith and the Salvage One? That's a good old show. Yeah, that was a good one. But you can go back and you can look at the landscapes. I think it was Apollo 14 and Apollo 17. Supposed to be hundreds of miles apart, but the landscapes behind the lunar modules are exactly the same. That was one of the things I wanted to put in here that I couldn't bring to you. But they might have everybody else buffaloed, but not me. Now, I wouldn't be a good prepper if I didn't have any kind of conspiracy theories to work on, right?
True story.
Right? But there's so much evidence out there that this was fake. It's ridiculous. Now, here on YouTube, they got a video called Lunar Hoax. Go check it out. They spent a lot of money making that. And it's got a lot more stuff in it than I can tell you here. What we got here, movie called Moon with Sam Rockwell. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, that was a good one. It really was. I enjoyed that.
So all that being said, do you have a theory that now they've got the technology and they've figured a way to zip through that Van Allen belt to get over there and do what they need to do?
57 years later, hopefully we do have the
that's
technology.
That's my feeling too. I think they might have figured it out and we're good to go now.
But we know they're just going to make a lap. They're not going to land on it.
No, not now. They're not ready. The lander's
We'll
not
see.
even ready.
I thought it was kind of ridiculous that they sent up this crew to the moon without actually testing that vehicle in Earth orbit before they did it.
They went around the Earth twice before they ricocheted to the moon.
Yeah, but this is the first time it's ever been manned.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
There were no human test flights before yesterday.
Yeah, that is weird.
And then
Didn't even think of that.
now there's word that the toilet's not working right. Seriously, I'm not joking. You can go look it up.
Big Bangs needs to send Howard Wolowitz up to fix it.
Yeah, they should have used the Wolowitz human disposal unit, you know. But hey, I just did this to have a little fun tonight. I think it fits into the time, especially with the launch yesterday. But with all that's going on with the war and the prices and, you know, this might be what they're trying to distract us from. They're trying to distract, they always try to distract us from one thing to another. That's just normal. We know that. And hey, you know, what's to distract us from now? The economy's going to shit. The world's on fire. Our own politicians are trying to destroy our country. Nah, don't look over here. Watch this.
This is a short distraction, though.
But Any distraction's a good distraction.
Yeah, but it didn't, other than yesterday, it's not taking up news space anymore.
Yeah.
Not a lot.
Well, tonight at 11 o'clock, there's going to be a live feed of the astronauts. They're transmitting it back to the world.
Yeah.
But the toilet's been fixed.
Yay.
Oh, good. They must have hooked
Yeah, that
up.
would be a get it, but I'm a crappy trip.
Yeah, they must have hooked up with Howard Wolowitz. Send some love to Boeing aerospace teams. The Boeing spacecraft was the last one that failed in space. If you'll remember, what was it, the Starliner? It took the 2 astronauts up to the space station and they got stranded for 9 months.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That was another one. They didn't test fly it before they actually sent people up in it.
Wonder why they're not doing that anymore.
Didn't work out too well. Hey, you don't have to believe me. You don't. Do your own research. I'm not saying take my word for this. Like I said, there's tons of stuff out there that prove it was, I think it was a ploy by the government for propaganda reasons to beat Russia in the Cold War. And I'm glad they did. Don't get me wrong. I'm glad they did. But then you have, those people that say, well, how can so many people work on this project, thousands of people, and nobody knew it was fake? It's because NASA is an expert at compartmentalizing people for what they need to know. Actually, they only watch Capricorn 1. You only need about a dozen people that knows what's happening, knows it's fake. And then,
And we didn't have social media back then.
Yeah, we didn't have social media back in those days.
Today.
Yeah. So, hey, we'll see what. No, don't take my word for it. Go do your own research. This is what I think. That's all. But I appreciate you guys coming to listen to me. All right. Love every one of you. That's a fact. All right.
We'll just stay home and print on our new 3D printers.
Yeah, that's right. I'll make me a friend with my 3D printer. All right.
We ordered some filament that looks like wood when it prints. It's coming tomorrow.
Yeah. She ordered some wood grain filament. See what we can make with it. But with that, I'm going to get out of here, y'all.
Have a good Easter.
Love every one of you. Thank you for being here. Have a great Easter. All right. Remember why we observe that day. It's one of the holiest days that I observe. And thank the good Lord I get to observe it. So stay strong and keep prepping, y'all.
Demo Man wants to know if you're having another meet and greet anytime soon. Is there anything in your radar?
I wish I could find somebody to loan us a hall so we could use it. But if I get anything together for a meet and greet, I'll let you know. All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Stay strong, keep prepping, and pray for the USA. The Orlando Prepper is out.